was like racing and kind of like, yeah, I remember having friends over at my house and we'd be like racing through the Simpsons world. You have your characters would have like their own cars and stuff. Like they had the classic like Mr. Plow. I might be getting it mixed up with another Simpsons game, but Simpsons Road Rage is in my top 50. Just a super fun game that I played when I was a lot younger. Like I said, on the PlayStation 2. So coming in at number 49, Lego Indiana Jones. Again, a game I played on the PlayStation 2. There's just something about Lego games when you're a kid. I know they came out with like newer ones, and they have like on the PlayStation 5. I think you can play like the Star Wars Complete Saga. I haven't, but I played. When I was a kid, the Lego games were the shit. They were like the games. Lego Indiana Jones specifically, it ranks lower because it wasn't my favorite Lego game, but it was still a banger. I loved Indiana Jones when I was a kid, and I loved Legos, so it was literally like a match made in heaven. So let's move on to number 48, which is MLB The Show 15. This was the one with Yasiel Puig on the cover. Any baseball fans remember the name Yasiel Puig? That dude fell off a cliff after his first few years in the league. But this game, there's not really much to say about it. It's just a classic, not even classic, it's just an MLB The Show game. This was actually the very first year I ever played Diamond Dynasty, which I have played literally every year since, and we're on MLB 24. So, MLB 15, definitely, it was the last MLB I played on the PlayStation 3. And it definitely had like a stranglehold on me because a lot of the MLB games I put a lot of hours into them. But it was great. I will say the Diamond Dynasty, I don't know, it doesn't rank it compared to other Diamond Dynasties. It's not the best, but in my book, it holds a special place in my heart. I remember I pulled a Diamond Troy Tulowitzki. If you guys remember Troy Tulowitzki, but that was like huge for me, and like they had just the back animations and everything was just so much better back then. I'm gonna try and speed this up because this is gonna be a long ass video if I keep rambling on. So 47, The Forest. This honestly like could probably rank higher on my list. This was really tough for me to rank some of these games because if they're on this list, I think they're a great game. The Forest, I can just recall countless nights I spent with my friends playing The Forest. Just a super fun game, and I wish they would release Sons of the Forest on console. Maybe they have, but I haven't looked in a very long time. But the newer version, the second game, Sons of the Forest, came out probably 2 years ago already. But yeah, The Forest is great, so it's 47, it makes the list. 46, Black Ops Cold War. As you guys, the list goes on, you guys are going to see a trend within my video games and the games I play. But Black Ops Cold War was a good Call of Duty. I won't give it a great Call of Duty. It was a good Call of Duty. I played the ranked play with my friends. That's like our main thing on the Call of Duty is we play is a ranked play. And it was super fun. The maps were great, and especially in the ranked, they brought back Standoff and Express and Raid, all these classic Black Ops 2 maps. And it was just a really fun game. I had a great time on it. The zombies, not my cup of tea, but hey, you win some, you lose some, right? Going to 45. I might catch some flack for this one. This is probably like so far on the list, the biggest hot take. I have Black Ops 3 at 45. I was not a fan of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. The zombies was fantastic. Okay, you have me there. That's your get out of jail free card. The zombies was fantastic. Even Shadows of Evil caught some flack when it first was released. A lot of people didn't like it, but I love was just overall really good zombies. But probably, I wouldn't say, in my opinion, it was the best zombies, but in a lot of people's opinion, the best zombies that they have ever came out with. I didn't like the multiplayer. I didn't play the multiplayer much. I was not, and to this day, I'm still not a fan of the jetpack Call of Duty games. And it was like a hybrid jetpack. It wasn't full-on Advanced Warfare jetpack, but it comes in at 45 for me. Coming in at 44, we have Madden 16. This is the Madden with Odell Beckham Jr. on the cover. This is the Madden that introduced draft champions. This was the most Arcadia, is that even a word? The arcade style Madden. You could just launch a ball up there and hold triangle or Y if you're on Xbox for aggressive catch, and your guy would come down with it. Overall, really fun Madden, and it makes the list at 44. 43, I have 2K20, NBA 2K20. This was the COVID 2K. This is the only reason, not the only, but a lot of the reason why I have so much time logged on 2K20 is because COVID. There's nothing else to do but play the video game. And 2K20, I remember I just played a lot of the My Team. I didn't really play much of the My Career, but I remember hopping on with one of my specific friends, and this was like the only game we played was 2K20 My Team, just going back and forth. We had like full Galaxy Oval lineups by the end of the year, which isn't obviously anything crazy if you play 2K My Team, but I remember, I want to say my lineup was, this was my favorite lineup. This might have been my end of the year lineup. Maybe I didn't have Galaxy Opals. I had Steve Nash at point guard, Pink Diamond Steve Nash, I believe, Pink Diamond Steph Curry at shooting guard, and he was like a card that you could only get through grinding challenges, so it wasn't I could just go and buy him. I had to grind for him. I had a Diamond Carmelo Anthony at small forward. No, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm missing someone in the lineup. And then I had a Pink Diamond Yao Ming at center. I'm missing someone from the... What? You guys don't care. Let's be real. You guys don't care. But 2K20 comes in at 43 for me. 42, we have MLB 16, the show. Similar to MLB 15. Diamond Dynasty was great. Actually, one of my favorite Diamond Dynasties of all time. And it was my first one on PS4, so it was monumental, I guess you could say, in a way, for my future of gaming on those games. Coming in at 41, we have Lego Star Wars. This is the PlayStation 2 one. I know they released one that had like episodes 8, 9, and 10 in it. 7, 8, 9 in it. But I don't count that as Star Wars, and any real Star Wars fan shouldn't count those movies as Star Wars. So this is the one that has episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And like I said earlier, the Lego games were awesome when I was a kid, and I played a shit ton of them. So that comes in at 41. Coming in at 40, we have NBA 2K15. NBA 2K15 was the last 2K I played on PS3. I know that it was like widely released on PS4, but I didn't have a PS4 at the time. The My Team sucked, especially on the PS3. The My Team on PS4 was awesome. I literally, this is crazy that this happened, because I wasn't even thinking of recording this video yesterday, but last night I was watching Jester the Lasers 2K15 My Team Road to the Playoffs game. It was a great game, a great My Team. It just sucked on the PlayStation 3. Coming in at 39, we have Dark Pictures, Little Hope. This is a story game, which I believe, let me scroll down to my list. This is the first story game. I guess you might count The Forest as a story game, but this is the first story game on my list, and I'm not a big story gamer. But Dark Pictures, Little Hope, if you guys know anything about the Dark Pictures series, there's like 4 technical Dark Pictures games. You have Ashes, and then The Devil in Me, I think is what it's called. I never played that last one, but Little Hope was awesome. The premise of the game, I'm going to spoil it, so you have 2 seconds to leave or mute your ears or whatever, but the premise of the witch trials of the game, and like just the whole idea behind it, I think the witch trials were sick. Like, that, making a game about that was sick. Kind of a weird thing to think is cool, but hey, and how they did it, like the ending, actually, I'm not gonna spoil it, I guess. The ending was great, in my book. The ending had my jaw like what? Yeah, it comes in at 39, coming in at 38, we have Brawlhalla. I have, I think this is like the third most played game that I have ever played. Wow, that was really hard to say, but I have the third most hours into Brawlhalla. And it's just a fun game to play with your friends. It's like an anime version of Super Smash Bros. That's how I would put it. And you know, there's obviously characters with their own like weapons and skill sets you have to learn. And it's free, and it's a like 500 megabyte game, and it's super fun. It comes in at 38. 37, we have Wii Sports Resort. This game is awesome. This game didn't define my childhood, but when I think of my childhood, I kind of think of this game, especially playing this with like my brother. I remember there was one where you could like fly around planes, and you had to pop people's balloons, and you could like fly inside of the volcano. That was really cool when you were a kid. Comes in at 37. 36, I have We Play. We Play really slept on, you guys. It's, I don't think it came with the Wii. I think it was a game you had to buy on your own, but it had like a bunch of mini games, and my favorite was the tank battle. You could like take your little tank, and you had to like maneuver and like use geometry to hit it off the wall on the right way to hit the other like AI tanks, and that you could co-op this. And I remember playing with my brother, and we would always just off spawn just shoot each other with the tanks, and it would kill like every team damage on, so it would kill like the tanks, and if you shot each other at the same time, the game would end because you'd both die. Super fun game though. Coming in at 35, we have WarioWare Smooth Moves. This game was the very first game I ever played on the Wii, and it wasn't even on my Wii, it was on my uncle's, and for some reason, I feel like we were at like a restaurant, and we were playing the Wii at the restaurant. That can't be right, but it's what in my head makes sense. And they were playing WarioWare Smooth Moves. It's like a bunch of mini games, and you have to continue your way through like the levels, and there's like boss fights even with it. It's a really cool game. And it comes in at 35. 34 for me is A Way Out. This game is really story driven, and it's a really good story. I remember I played this game with one of my friends who I don't ever play video games with him, but just one day I was like, hey, you want to play A Way Out? And we played it, and that's like the last time we played together. Super cool game. The story is great, like I said, and the ending had my jaw on the floor. Coming in at 33, we have South Park Stick of Truth. I'm not a very big fan of RPG games like this, but I love South Park for one, and for two, this game was really cool. The combat was really cool. It kind of could get annoying at times, but it was really fun. I did have a really good time playing this, and it comes in at 33. 32 is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I know they recently like remastered this and made it on like new gen consoles, but I'm talking PS2. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. This game was awesome. This is one of my Mount Rushmores as a child. I love this game. It's basically like not an open world, but it's a SpongeBob universe where you just do a bunch of missions and you progress through, and you have to collect bunch of stuff. It's awesome. If you've never played it, then you kind of missed out. I'm not gonna lie. Coming in at 31, I think this so far is going to be like the biggest head scratcher for people. I have H1Z1 Battle Royale. H1Z1 Battle Royale sucks. It sucks now. But when it came out, or when at least when I played it, I was a junior in high school, and it's just ingrained in my memory. I have like a big, you're not obviously gonna be able to see it, but there's like a big, I don't know, a dresser. Let's call it a dresser. And I used to have my TV up on the dresser, and it was like, for me to play the game, I would be like looking up like this, and I'd be sitting in my chair, so I'm probably leaning back half the time, and I'm looking up. But I remember 11th grade, I was a junior, and I would be drinking canned vanilla Coke and playing H1Z1 Battle Royale with my best friends, and we had a blast. I think it was like quads was the squad size, so there was like a bunch of action. The gameplay sucked. I'll say it was okay. The gameplay was okay, but then it got to a point where it was just so bad it was unplayable. But for what it served its purpose, I had a blast on that game with my friends, and for some reason that's engraved in my memory with my old TV setup, vanilla Coke, and an H1Z1 Battle Royale. So it comes in at 31. Coming in at number 30, I have MLB 13, the show. This is the one with Andrew McCutcheon on the cover. The soundtrack to this game is awesome. It might be one of my favorite MLB soundtracks. But this game was great. The franchise mode was great, and I don't know if it's because I'm a Tigers fan, and in 2013 the Tigers had like the greatest team of all time, so I always played with them. But the franchise mode was awesome. A lot better, honestly, than what it has been since, I would say, MLB 16. But I played mainly the franchise. I didn't ever really play Road to the Show on this game, I don't think, but I loved it, and it ranks at 30 for me. Coming in at 29, we have GTA 4. There's really not much to be said about GTA 4. It's a staple of the GTA series. It's a great game, great story, great Liberty City, a great place. Nico Bellic, a great character. It's just an all-around good game. I believe they did have online in this game, because I feel like I remember playing with my friends online. But I mean, like, the graphics were not crazy. I'm playing on PS3 on an old TV, so I'm like squinting, trying to see through like a dark shadow on my screen. But I had fun on this game. How can you not have fun on a GTA game, right? Moving on to 28, I have Tony Hawk's Project 8. Tony Hawk's Project 8 is the only Tony Hawk game I ever really played. I wasn't like insanely into these games, like skateboarding games, when I was a kid, but I think I got this game at a garage sale, and it was awesome. I loved this story. It's not really a story, but you have to progress through stuff and missions to unlock new areas to go. Like, I remember there's like a city hall, and then there's like a car factory. You can skate around the car factory. It was just a really good game. And yeah, you could, like, it's not like a My Career mode, but you could create your character and go through the story. So I guess it kind of is like My Career mode. Moving on to 27, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2, and this is the old Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game was awesome. I don't even really remember going through the campaign, but there obviously is one. I just remember having like my friends over and playing this game, and you could like go into spaceships. There was like air battles, and then there was also obviously like ground attacks, and it had like all the prequel locations and like the original trilogy locations. I love this game, and they actually came out with a remastered version for new gen consoles, and I bought it, and I never played it. So maybe someday I'll get around to it. I'm just, like I said a little bit earlier in the video, I'm not very huge into story games, but that'll become like a hypocritical thing near the top of the list. So I guess whatever I say doesn't mean what I I say, if that makes any sense. Moving on to 26, though, we have Apex Legends. Apex Legends is a game that I hated on. I hated on this game so hard when it came out. All my friends were playing it, but I think I was on Blackout, the Black Ops 4 Battle Royale, instead of Apex. I hated it. I didn't hate it, but I hated on it. I thought it was stupid. Like, oh, you get an ultimate ability. It's just like, looks, the graphics and stuff, it's all like animated and everything. But then I played it, and it's a really good game, and I have a lot of hours logged into the game, and come to find out I really do like that you can have an ultimate. It makes for a lot of fun aspects in the game, and it makes you learn how to actually play a character. And it makes, I don't know, every game different, I guess, because you never know what ultimate or what legend you're going to queue up with, or what your teammates are going to pick. So comes in at 26, and 25 I have Rocket League, which, I don't know, 25, looking at it now, might be a little bit too high for this game, but I will say, in its prime, I did love this game, and I played the shit out of this game. I mainly only ever played this game in duos with my friend, and the highest we ever got was like Diamond 2 or 3 maybe. We never got out of Diamond, I know that for sure. We did win a Diamond tournament though. Little pet on the back there, that was really cool, and we sweated our asses off for it. And the funniest thing about this game is that for some reason, the sweatiest players I've ever came across with playing this game was in Platinum. Once you get out of Platinum, you're actually matched up against people your skill level, but when you're in Platinum, you are playing people who are far, far, far above Platinum skill level, but they're on like an alt account or a burner account, or they're playing with someone who's a lot worse with them, so it balances out the MMR, and for some reason, I don't know, you just find so many sweaty people in Platinum, and I never found that issue in Diamond, which was strange, but nonetheless, it comes in at 25. 24, I have the newer version of Modern Warfare 2, and I'm gonna be honest with you, let me take a little peek up here. Yeah, so the old, like the PS3 console edition Modern Warfare 2, like the one everybody loves, doesn't even make my list, but the one that released in 2022 or whatever, the newer one, makes my list. I loved this game. Like I said earlier, the ranked play is my bread and butter. That's like not the only thing I ever played on the game, but 90%. I thought the ranked play was awesome on this game, and I think it's the last good ranked play that has came out. I don't like the Black Ops 6 one. I didn't really like the MW3 one. The maps were fantastic on MW2. I guess you could argue the TTK was really bad. It was like a 2-shot kill, but I didn't mind it. The Scar, well, I called it the Tag 56, but it was a Scar. Scar H was the main AR in ranked, and then you had the Vaznev SMG was the main SMG in ranked. Both fantastic guns, beautiful guns. The iron sights on both were fantastic. It was just, in my book, it was like not a flawless rank, because like I said, the TTK was all whatever, and there was like one bad map. But I had a friggin' blast on that game, and it's the last time I really truly had fun playing the Call of Duty ranked. The MMR system wasn't good, and it's only gotten worse since then, so if that says anything, then that's, but that comes in at 24. So coming in at 23, I have The Simpsons Hit and Run. Not to be confused with number 50, which was Simpsons Road Rage. Simpsons Hit and Run is like GTA, but Simpsons. It's a free roam game, but you also have to do missions to progress through the game, obviously, and the story's pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie, and I've honestly considered going back and replaying this game lately, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So going to 22, I have GTA Vice City. GTA Vice City was the Vice City, even though I should have probably started with GTA 3. But I actually never beat GTA 3, so I don't remember, but I got them all at the same time. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. I loved Vice City. The radio, like the soundtrack and the music, which is awesome. The area, literally Miami, awesome. And I think GTA 6 is gonna be like, kind of like in the Vice City area. The voice actor Ray Liotta for Tommy Vercetti, Tommy Vercetti is his name. Even his fit, like his Hawaiian shirt, it was just all around a good game in my opinion. The story, it's a little bleak, but I like the story. The story's cool. I like that kind of like 80s cocaine fueled Miami Scarface type of thing. Literally, I think like the house is like based off of Scarface, which is cool. But moving on to 21, I have Scooby-Doo Unmasked. This game was awesome. This game rocked. I love this game. I played this game. I've played this game at least 4 times since I've turned 20. Okay, that's a lie. I'll say 4 times since I've turned like 15. The point is I've gone back and played this since I've been an adult. It's a PlayStation 2 game. I've probably shown a picture of it up here on the screen. Just an awesome game in general. Scooby-Doo games are kind of unmatched in my book. There's another one, I'll spoil it, another one comes up on the list here pretty soon. But this game, it was great. Another story-based Scooby-Doo, you know, if you haven't played it, dude, you gotta play that game. If you have, like, I grew up on Scooby-Doo, and the game was awesome. And moving on to 20, I have Super Mario Brothers Wii. This game, your classic Super Mario Brothers game, go through the worlds, complete the story, save the princess. Great game, power-ups. You could get the helicopter Mario where you could fly. The ice Mario, you shoot ice balls. You could get the fire Mario, you shoot the fire. Overall, a fantastic game, a staple of my childhood for sure. Along with number 19, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Oh my god, this game rocked. I loved playing this game. The campaign or the story, whatever you want to call it, was awesome. You go through, I don't even really remember it, but I remember you had to go on like a big old ship, and I loved it. I loved that game, and you could play against your friends, and they'd come over, you'd have the Wii remote, you could play each other in Smash Bros. I didn't necessarily like the newer ones that came out for like the Wii U. I'm talking Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That's where it's at. And moving on to 18, I have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This game was ahead of its time, I would say. The story's fantastic. The music is fantastic. Rockstar always does a great job with their radio stations and Grand Theft Auto games. The whole game is a vibe. CJ, and where he goes from Los Santos to San Francisco to Las Vegas. It's just a really good game. The story, like I said, is good. And you could even like spawn in cheats and stuff. I just remember, when I was a kid, I played this. I didn't necessarily even play the story mode. Like I did, obviously. But this is more so just to kind of play a free roam Grand Theft Auto game. Moving on to 17, I have Red Dead Redemption 1, which I recently played just this last summer for the first time. John Marston, an iconic character. Red Dead 1, it doesn't stack up against Red Dead 2 in my book, obviously, because it's ranked 17, but it is a fantastic game. The story is great. I just didn't like the ending. Obviously, I played Red Dead 2 before I played Red Dead 1, so I knew like the turn of events and what everything happened. That Red Dead 2 is obviously a prequel, but Red Dead 1, the ending, it just seemed like, I don't know, John, I feel like if he really wanted to get away, he probably minutes. So I didn't like the ending, but the game was phenomenal. Really a phenomenal game. It's in my top 20 all time that I've ever played. So if that says anything. Coming in at 16, I have MLB 2K12. This is the one with Justin Verlander on the cover. The soundtrack, I know I talk a lot about soundtracks on the games, but this is it's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. The songs are great. This was like the first MLB game I ever played as a kid. I think I got it when I was in 5th grade. They used to have like demos on the PlayStation 3 store, and I would I would get the demo for this game for free, and it lets you play like a 3-inning game between the Texas Rangers and the St. Louis Cardinals, who were the World Series teams the years before. So you could play like a 3-inning game, and I would just sit there, play that, restart the 3 innings, play that until I finally got the game. The career mode was fantastic. The franchise mode, I literally played the franchise mode on this game a month ago. I fired up the old PS3 and played the franchise because it's just fantastic. I love the MLB 2K games, and I wish they never stopped making them, because I would honestly probably play the 2K games over the show games currently if they kept making them. So comes in at 16 for me. Coming in at 15, like I mentioned earlier, another Scooby-Doo game coming up. Scooby-Doo Nights of 100 Frights. This game, this is like the staple of my childhood. When I think of like the PlayStation 2, this is like one of the 3 games I think of. I played this game recently as well. I went through and beat it. It has like a lot of the villains from the Scooby-Doo like series in it. And it's kind of hard to explain, but like most games you go through, you complete missions and you progress along the story until you finally beat the game. Makes my top 15 of games of all time. I love this game, and I would play it in a heartbeat and recommend it to anybody who has never played it. Moving on to number 14, we have Until Dawn. Until Dawn changed me, I guess, in a way. This game kind of turned me on to story games. I wasn't a big story game guy, and I still really am not, but this game showed me like, holy shit, they can make some phenomenal games like this. It really in tune me with like the whole premise of the game, the butterfly effect. It really turned me on to that, and it made me like, I don't know, it made me think, because I'm like, holy shit, like maybe if I didn't tie my shoe 5 minutes before I left my house, then this would have happened, and this would have happened, and this would have happened. Which is a really cool concept, and a really cool concept to make a game over. So I really love this game, and it honestly could probably rank higher. But for now, it's staying at 14. Coming in at 13, this is probably where I'm going to lose some people. I have Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 to me was like the epitome of gaming with my friends. We played rank from 6 p.m. to 2 in the morning straight. I went on a 19-game ranked win streak with just a duo queue, and they had teams of 5, so I'm queuing up with 3 random people. I went on a 19 with my friend on this game. I loved Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was the only ranked, or maybe not the only ranked, but the only ranked I played that had like specialty abilities. Each player had their own specialty. Like I remember there's one guy that gave everyone health, one guy had a flamethrower, one guy had a grav slam. I love Black Ops 4. The maps were fantastic. I loved every single ranked map. Never had an issue with it. They actually brought back Hacienda from this game and put it in Black Ops 6. I love Black Ops 4, and there's a reason it's number 13. The zombies sucked, but it had Blackout. I almost forgot about that. Blackout was my favorite battle royale of all time. I loved Blackout, and I loved the rank play. So you combine those two, it probably should be in my top 10, but it's sitting here at 13. So moving on to 12, I have GTA 5. There's not really, you guys know what GTA 5 is. There's not really much I have to say. I love the online. The story was great, and I have a lot of hours logged into this game, and I have a lot of good memories on this game. 2019 was okay. I'll say that. But my career, everything along that line was fantastic. I love 2K17. One of the last fun 2Ks they ever came out with, believe it or not. I would say 2K17 and 2K20 were like the last two that I had fun on. So 2K, you gotta step it up. I haven't bought a 2K since 22, so shout out to me. Moving on to the top 10, we have reached the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. I have Modern Warfare 2019, but Warzone. Okay, Modern Warfare 2019 was not a good game in my opinion. I hated it. Honestly, I hated playing it. But Warzone, Prime Warzone, I mean, come on. You can't compete. You can't compete with Prime Warzone. Prime Warzone was fantastic. Fantastic. I've logged over 1,000 hours playing Prime Warzone on Verdansk. Now, when they moved away from Verdansk, Warzone has sucked ever since. Even now, Warzone sucks compared to 2019. Prime Verdansk Warzone. Warzone now sucks. So it gets the top 10. It had to get the top 10, even though, like I said earlier, Blackout is my favorite battle royale of all time. Warzone, it reaches the top 10. It has to. Moving on to number 9, we have MLB The Show 10. This is probably the game that I have logged the most hours in out of all the MLB games. It's got Joe Mauer on the cover, and I've literally only ever played franchise on this game. I will sit there for hours on hours, not every day, but any day when I play this game, just loading up a franchise, and I like to go look at the old rosters and make trades and sign free agents and try to break records. You got like a prime Albert Pujols, you got a prime Alex Rodriguez, you got like Ichiro, you got all these guys that you can like add to your team or trade for and try to win rings and then break records with them. It's just awesome. The game's awesome, and the soundtrack again is awesome. So it's number 9. Number 8, we have the Telltale Walking Dead series, and I'm just gonna put this series as a whole because if I went through and ranked each season, then it just would take up too much space on this list. I feel like my favorite season was the second season. I actually played this game fully on my channel, I believe. So if you went through the live streams to watch it, you probably could still. But my favorite season is the second season, then the first season, then the third season, then the fourth. The game really falls off after the second season, but it's still a fantastic series, and it is one of the very few video games that actually made me cry. The ending made me cry, and it really wasn't that like good of an ending, but it still made me cry. So it gets number 8. Number 7, the classic. Don't even really have to say much about it. Minecraft. Countless of hours spent with my friends on Minecraft. Good memories on Minecraft. I probably played on over 100 servers. And everyone goes through like their 2-week Minecraft phase every year. Minecraft rocks. Minecraft is a great game, and it's a staple of the gaming community as a whole. Minecraft is awesome. Moving on to number 6, just outside of the top 5, I have Fortnite. Prime Fortnite. Let's go with that. I will say Fortnite, anything before, like the last good season of Fortnite, in my opinion, is when they turned the map into snow and had planes you could fly around. That was the last good season of Fortnite in my book, and I don't care. You talk about Fortnite OG, you talk about Fortnite no build, I don't give a shit what you're talking about. The movement isn't the same, the aspect of the game isn't the same. It's not the same game, and it will never compare to Prime Fortnite. It was just something you had to be there for. When everyone was bad, that's when you had to be there to play the game, to have fun. And people just kept getting better and better and better, and eventually it's just like every other game. But Prime Fortnite holds a special place in my heart, and it just misses out on the top 5. So cracking into the top 5, we have, at number 5, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, the only Guitar Hero game that I think even would deserve a place on this list. I had one for like the PlayStation 4 that was just terrible. It sucked. It was horrible. But Guitar Hero 3, oh my god, I love that game. Go back and listen to all the songs songs on there. They have Slipknot songs. They have Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. They have The Killers on there. They have so many good songs. Like Boss Battle against Slash and Tom Morello. The Tom Morello one's even like a meme. It's like, it's just, oh man, that game is awesome. That's the best Guitar Hero game that will ever come out. And I was lucky enough to play it and have it as a kid, let alone an adult now. I still have it, and I still play it from time to time. Get the slow ride, hit me with your best shot, I want to rock and roll all night, Paint It Black. Like, they have so many classic songs on there. It's just such a beautiful game, and I'm glad it made it way in the top 5, and I'm kind of sad I couldn't put it any higher. But coming in at number 4, we have NBA 2K16, the GOAT of 2K games, in my opinion. 2K16, you could choose between the Steph Curry cover, the Anthony Davis cover, and the James Harden cover. The My Team, phenomenal. Best My Team I've ever played. The My Career, best, if not second best, My Career I have ever played. My Park, second best My Park I've ever played. It was just great. Everything about this great game was great. I don't have a single complaint about this game. The soundtrack, I think best 2K soundtrack as well. If it's either first or second, between 17 and 16, but there's just nothing to complain about this game. If they can replicate this game into now, I would love 2K again, but they can't embody what 2K16 and 17 were. For some reason, they just keep making it worse. Nobody wants to have to run around a cruise ship to go to the wreck or the pro-am. Nobody wants to run around a goddamn neighborhood to go buy shoes at a store. Like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody does. Make it simple. People want simplicity. It's not that hard. But that comes in at number 4. Number 3, we're in the top 3, you guys. We're in the top 3. We are in the top 3. I have Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is the 3rd best game I have ever played, in my opinion. Great campaign. Perfect multiplayer. Perfect best zombies. I said maybe Black Ops 3 was. No, Black Ops 2. Best zombies. DLCs. Normal maps. Whatever you want to call it. Anything. Transit was good, you guys. Transit was awesome. It was just... should have been on the PlayStation 4. It was ahead of its time. Transit was awesome. The concept and the idea of transit was phenomenal. It just wasn't ready for the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. It needed to be on a new gen console at the time. But it comes in at number 3. Great. There's not a single complaint I have over this game. The maps are fantastic. Everything. The league play was fantastic. Everything about it was great. Coming in at number 2, I have Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And really, it's kind of a toss-up between BO1 and BO2 in my book. I love them both so much. I will say I like the campaign on Black Ops 1 a lot more than Black Ops 2. The campaign is a 10 out of 10, and I would give the Black Ops 2 campaign a 9 out of 10. To this day, I think the Black Ops 1 campaign is the best campaign I've ever played in a game. But the zombies, fantastic. Every map, maybe not Shangri-La. I didn't really like Shangri-La, but every other map was great. 5 was awesome. And I know there was like a lot of 5 hate. Everyone wanted to play Kino Naruto, and nobody wanted to play 5. I loved 5. 5 was so cool. The elevator. You could go to the Oval Office. You could go to the labs. You could go to, you're in like the White House. It was so cool. I love 5. Yeah, Black Ops 1, fantastic, dude. They had wager matches on Black Ops 1. Are you kidding me? This game was so good. If this game came out on like a PlayStation 4 instead of a PlayStation 3, oh my god. That's why it comes in at number 2, though. Because, drum roll please, the greatest game of all time that I have ever played in my life, in my book, in my opinion, is Red Dead Redemption 2. I have played this game twice now, and it's still the greatest game I've ever played. I'm going through, I'm in the middle of my second playthrough as we speak, and I'm I'm still finding stuff I missed. My first playthrough missions, side missions I've missed. I'm going through hunting. I'm getting all the legendary animals. I'm gonna get all the legendary fish. I'm gonna do all the side stuff this time that I didn't do the first time. This game is the best game I've ever played. The story is the greatest story I've ever heard of or played. And the online is fun. It sucks that Rockstar neglected the online to a point where it's dead now. But dude, the greatest game of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2, and the graphics, dude, it is, oh my god, it is so beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Story is beautiful. Imagine they released it on PlayStation 5, dude. The graphics would be insane. We're talking a PlayStation 4 game being played and ran on a PS5, and you couldn't even tell the difference. If you told me it was made for PlayStation 5, I would be like, okay, I believe you. The story is great. The characters are great. They're all, like, you get emotionally attached to the characters. I bawled my eyes out. So I'm going to spoil the game, so if you don't want to hear it, you don't want to play it, mute your ears. But when Arthur dies, I legitimately was bawling like a 2-year-old kid. Like, when he fights Mike on that mountain, and he crawls over, and he looks over, and of course I got the high honor ending, but it just, dude, I was crying like a little baby. Like, I was so emotional. Even the music, like the song it plays when he's dying, it's just like, if I heard that song now, I'd probably tear up. That's like, I still am emotionally invested in this game. It's the greatest game I've ever played. And it took me until the summer of last year to play it. My friends are always like, dude, you gotta play Red Dead, it's so good. I was like, I don't like story games, I'm sorry, I don't. But eventually I played it, and oh my god, it's the best game of all time. It's the greatest game I've ever played. And if you haven't played it, I'm gonna tell you what they told me. Go play it. Please go play it and enjoy it for yourself, because it doesn't, you can watch people play it, you can do whatever, you can hear about it, it doesn't do justice unless you sit there and play it. It's a fantastic story. I think the greatest story of all time, of all story games, and even my lack of gaming knowledge, I feel like a lot of people out there who've played every single game in the world would agree that Red Dead Redemption 2 has the greatest story of any game ever. Fantastic game. But that's my list. That's my top 50 games. This video is gonna be like an hour. But hey, what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna just wrap it up here, guys. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.